Greetings, everybody. Okay, before I say anything else, what if I told you there was one record that defined an entire scene, one album that in less than an hour captured the birth of an entire hardcore punk movement? Alright, released in 1982, Flex Your Head wasn't just a compilation, it was a battle cry. This was Dischord Records planting its flag, introducing the world to its gritty, furious, no-frills sound of Washington, D.C. hardcore punk. I'm Tommy Rat, and today we're diving deep into this legendary compilation, the music, the message, and the mayhem. Alright, so get ready, get your favorite beverage, crank up the volume, and let's flex some history. Alright, but first, before I go into any of that, I just want to have some public service announcements to make. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe below. And also, I want to do some shout outs here. Alright, there's some birthdays today from some of my Facebook friends and real friends in real life. Okay, happy birthday to Arthur Spoiler. Happy birthday to Anthony D'Alessio. Happy birthday to Steve Reddy from Equal Vision Records. Happy birthday to Mike Scandato from Inhuman. And I want to wish happy birthday to Juan Miguel, who is my YouTube developer that's been helping me out with the channel from day one. Alright. So let's get on with this with our stream today. Alright. Okay, in the early 80s, punk in the US was raw, regional, and widely different depending on where you lived. New York had its scene, but you know, it was more like at that time it was more like the punk rock scene. Hold on a second, I need to fix something here. Okay, give me a second. Alright, that's much better now. That's much better. Keep moving this damn monitor to do what I need it to do. Alright. LA had its chaos, but DC, DC was growing. It was growing at that time. It's been growing since It's been growing when the Bad Brains came around in 78, 79. And that's where Flex Your Head came in. Dischord Records, founded by Ian MacKaye and Jeff Nelson from the Teen Idols and later Minor Threat, had already dropped a few 7 inches by the time this came out, but this was different. This was a compilation of 32 tracks, 11 bands, most of them teenagers at the time, nearly all recorded for peanuts at Inner Ear Studios with the legendary Don Zantara. Don Zantara, okay? Let me get that right. More than that, this was a document, a yearbook, a snapshot, a moment when something truly grassroots and powerful is being born. Okay, let's go over the bands. Okay, the Teen Idols, the first Dischord band, before Minor Threat. They had tracks like I Drink Milk, Fleeting Fury, were snotty, sarcastic, and full of energy. You can feel the youth bleeding through them. They actually did a tour of the West Coast. I'm not sure what the dates or anything. I believe they did before this record even came out. Minor Threat had only 2 songs on their Stand Up and 1-2-XU, which is a wire cover, but these versions are raw and more primal than what will come later. It was a preview of the hardcore bomb they were about to drop. SOA, that was one of my favorite bands, I'll tell you. Featuring Henry Garfield before he became Henry Rollins. These songs were very short, feral blasts like I Hate the Kids and Disease, which was a cover from the UK Subs that foreshadowed his explosive energy with Black Flag. Oh, hold on a second. Void, arguably, they were like the most. I think they were one of the most interesting bands on the record. That's a compliment. One of the most interesting bands on the record. They were actually different from. They were heavy and fast too, but they had a different sound compared to the other bands that were on the record. You know, tracks like Dehumanized were pure chaos, and they paved the way for noise and crossover thrash later on. And they Dehumanized and Fuckle and No More Authority, not Fuckle Authority. That's an old AF song. No More Authority and Dehumanized. I think those were two of their best songs, but then they never had them on the album, nor did they ever play them live. They never played those songs live from the two times they came to New York City. Now, all right, Government Issue, formed by the late John Stabb. They did outlast some of the bands on this record with full-length releases. I mean, they had a very how should I say, for a band. I mean, they did tour, and they did record full-length albums. So, I mean, they were still going strong after a lot of these bands, met their, how should I say, broke up. Iron Cross is still going strong today. They're still going strong as far as I know. Iron Cross is still going strong today. And I just said that. All right. I think they split up for a while, then they came back together. I know Sab does some other stuff. He does some other stuff besides Iron Cross, so he's always he's still active. I know he's still active in whatever he does. All right, other bands that were on there like Red Sea, Artificial Peace, Deadline, all unique, all angry, all committed. Even if some of these bands lasted a year, their legacy lived on thanks to this one record. And that's the beauty of Flex Your Head. It's not a greatest hits album, if you want to call it that. It's a piece of punk history, press of vinyl, fury and all. Now, they had some different covers for this record. I mean, the first pressing I know has the piano and the violin on the front cover. That's very iconic. Now, later ones, they had something that looked like a cornfield. A black and white cover with the Flex Your Head and 3 triple X's on there. And then another one with Ian MacKaye wearing a hat in a black and white photo. Basically, each version felt like a new statement, a reflection of the DC hardcore scene backdrop. This wasn't punk in a vacuum. It was punk in the nation. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, I just gotta get something here. Now, I remember that the initial release came with a booklet that had dedicated to each band with the lyrics on there. Also, all right. Also, wait a second. I just forgot one band that deserved mention on there. U Brigade. They didn't last long. Didn't last long either. I think they broke up the same time as Minor Threat broke up the first time. So I have to mention that too. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Well, okay. Basically, the info was raw, no overproduction, no marketing fluff, just facts and fury. It was very simple. It was like something that was copied off of a Xerox machine. There was Xerox images. Okay. Why does Flex Your Head still matter 40 years later? Because the album inspired thousands of kids to start bands, to book VFW halls, to press their own records, to make noise, even if they barely knew how to play. This wasn't about such production. It was about community, urgency, and rebellion. Dischord didn't just sell records. They built a blueprint. And Flex Your Head was the first real map of that revolution. Now, I want to go on to say that I believe the best compilations were the ones where, you didn't have the same songs that were being recorded on an album. So, if you've never heard Flex Your Head, do yourself a favor. Spin it all the way through. Listen not for the riffs, but for the roots, the foundation of American hardcore. As a matter of fact, if you're a longtime fan, drop a comment. Tell me what's your favorite track. What band do you think, should have gone more recognition? And did Flex Your Head get you to start a band? Okay, now in closing, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and get notifications and smash that like button, even if it's one like. Comment, like I said, throw some comments on there. And if you want to help the channel in any way, check the description box below. There's ways to help out the channel by becoming a member, buying super chats, and other ways to send money to me. And also, you can buy my book from Amazon, Punk Rock Revolution. Get it there. Get at the link below. And also, you can buy shirts from Rejuvenate shirts from Teespring. There's going to be more shirts in there soon. I just haven't updated that yet. Updated my store yet. So you can buy shirts from there. And also, let me throw some shout outs. Alright. Hello, Courtney, Fellowship of Oddballs. Okay. Hello, Courtney, Fellowship of Oddballs. And hello to Tom. Alright, so that's about it for the show. Like I said, so stay tuned for the next episode. We'll try to have something later this week or next week, depending on my schedule and what stuff can be come up with. Alright. Again, I thank you all for watching. See you next time.